The warmth of the sun washed over Kageyama's body as he laid in the grass, up on a hill with no one around nor to be seen. Eyes shut closed as he relaxed, feeling the wind flowing through the grass. The flowers were beautiful as ever. It felt like a dream. It was something he hadn't felt in years. Something from his childhood, a memory of some sort. Nothing specific really, just the thought of relaxing as the wind blew through his black hair, sending small chills running down his body as the warmth of the sun suffocated him. In a good way. A sigh slipped from his pink lips as his eyes fluttered open, being met with the baby blue sky filled with white fluffy clouds, ones that remind children of cotton candy. His stomach rumbled as he thought about the multicolored fluffy cloud of sugar on a white stick. Only a few days had passed. His phone would ring with multiple calls and text messages from a certain blonde. Kageyama didn't bother checking any of it, not wanting to give the man the satisfaction of seeing the messages and all the missed calls. The Ravenette deserves better. He knows that, however, he always felt a sting in his heart whenever he heard his phone vibrate. No matter what had happened in that cafe, Kageyama knew that he would always love Tsukishima, not for being a famous model, not for being the son of the world's biggest company owners, but for who he is deep inside, or at least who Kageyama thought he was ever since they were young. Now, Tsukishima might as well have a girlfriend. Now soon, he'll completely forget about Kageyama once again. The Ravenette felt as if he deserved it for being the way he was. His sister disagreed. As if on cue, she walked through the field and stopped beside him, kneeling and lying down beside her younger brother. Turning to look at the boy, she noticed tears rolling down his face. Tobio. Kageyama broke into sobs, sitting up as he desperately wiped his face. Miwa sighed, sitting up and wrapping her arms around the other, patting the Ravenette's back, rubbing every now and then. Kageyama hid his face on her shoulder, attempting to shush his cries, however failing miserably. There, everything will be alright, Tobio. I'm here. I'm just not good enough for him, am I? Miwa closed her eyes tightly, resting her chin on the boy's hair. Hey, don't say that. You're good enough. More than that. He doesn't deserve you. He's insane for choosing some random cafe girl over you. Hey, what do you say we go to that ice cream shop you love so much, huh? I remember how happy it would make you when you were younger. Miwa spoke, caressing her brother's cheek as she wiped the warm tears that slid down his face. Kageyama giggled, nodding his head as he looked up at his sister. Yeah, I would love that. Miwa smiled. The two stood up. Kags gave her one last tight hug before they started their way back down the field, heading back towards the path that leads to where they were prior. As they walked down the street, heading towards the ice cream shop, Miwa tried her best to cheer her brother up, making him laugh and giggle, smile happily, knowing that it has taken him a step forward into recovering emotionally. It didn't take long for them to arrive at the shop, immediately getting in line and planning their order, talking to the man who stood on the other side of the counter. Once they got their ice creams, the two sat down at one of the tables eating away. Ugh, I forgot how good the ice cream here is. Kageyama exclaimed, eyes wide, as he took another spoonful into his mouth. Exactly. Half of the ice cream here has changed a lot since the last time we were here. The two Raven siblings laughed, continuing their usual conversations. Oh, I've got to go to the bathroom. Wait for me here. Miwa spoke, setting down her ice cream on the table as she hurried over to the bathroom. Kageyama proceeded to enjoy his own. The sweet, yet cold substance filled him with joy, bringing a smile to his face, leading him back to a memory. Running down the sidewalk with his best friend right beside him, the two arrived at an ice cream shop near their homes. Running in. Do you have any money? The blonde asked, looking over at Kageyama. The Ravenette shook his head no. I swear I'll pay you back tomorrow. Kageyama swore, clasping his hands together as he looked into the amber eyes that belonged to Tsukishima. The blonde chuckled, shaking his head as he rested a gentle hand on the smaller boy's shoulder. Don't worry about it. I want to pay for yours. Tsukishima smiled, ordering their ice cream and handing the amount due to the man. If you pay me back, I won't buy you any more ice cream, Tsuki threatened. Kags whined. Fine, I won't pay you back. Good. Oh, thank you. Tsukishima thanked the man as he handed the boy the ice creams. Come on, let's sit down. Kageyama smiled as he followed the boy. He was head over heels for towards a table, sitting down right beside him, as he immediately dug into the ice cream. Brain freeze. Kage shrieked, holding his head. Tsukishima burst into laughter, placing his hand against the boy's forehead. His palm was warm against Kageyama's forehead. The warmth made him feel comfortable, out of this world. Kage smiled as he stared into the other's eyes. He was brought back into reality as Miwa slammed her hands against the table, sitting back down. "Where were we?" she questioned, grabbing her ice cream. Kageyama looked over at her, a small smile on his face. It was upsetting. The only thing that lingered on his mind was that blonde. Kageyama knows his heart aches for that blonde, and it always will. To be continued.